going, everybody? So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the PulseCon exclusive Starkiller and Stormtroopers from Star Wars The Force Unleashed. So this is a set that I initially passed on, okay? I did not play the game, so I don't have a super strong connection to Starkiller. I mean, I've watched the cutscenes, I know who he is, but $110 for this was just a bit much for me. So I just went for the single release of Starkiller initially. But when this went up on Hasbro Pulse Outlet for $49.91, I said, okay, I'm going to kick myself later if I don't jump on this. So at this price, for me, it's like getting 2 more Stormtroopers and then Starkiller and the accessories for free. Could not pass that up, so here we are. And of course, it comes in this extremely large box. I mean, this is really cool, though. You got this picture on that side. The flip side, same picture. This side of the box shows you what's inside. So you get Starkiller, some extra heads, some extra hands, some lightning hands, some saber blades, some little force blast effects, a little force push effect, and of course, a couple of more Stormies. And this side has a short bio, nothing on the top, and on the bottom you have the barcode and a touch of mouse print. And before I open the box, I will read this little bio. It just says, during his quest to hunt and destroy Jedi, Starkiller allies himself with some unlikely heroes and makes decisions that will alter his destiny and shape the future of the galaxy. Okay, now let me slide this out. All right, so when you slide the inner box out of this outer sleeve, you're greeted with this. Okay, so there's Starkiller, lightning hands, some saber blades, and I cut the tape already on these 2 flaps. Okay, so there's the 2 Stormtroopers on the side. I think everything looks great. I mean, this is presented very well. I am really digging this. Yeah, it's a super cool box, and I'm assuming all the accessories are inside here. So I'm going to get Starkiller, the 2 Stormtroopers, and all the accessories out of this box, and let's take a look at them. Okay, so I got Starkiller, the 2 Stormtroopers, and all of this stuff out of the box, and this is kind of cool. I mean, I doubt I'll use, well, this in particular, just because of shelf space. The lightning hands are going to stick out a little bit, and this, I'm just not a big fan of that. That looks kind of silly, but it's pretty neat. I mean, this is a lot of stuff to mess around with. The figures look great, and one thing before I get any further, comment below and let me know what you think of this background. Because before, the camera would constantly try to focus on the black foam that was up here. I mean, it's still there. This is just a piece of poster board that I have thumbtacked to the foam. But the camera would constantly try to focus on the texture of the foam. And I don't know, the camera would just do funny things sometimes. So I'm just trying this out. Comment below if you love it, great. If you can't stand it, hey, you're not going to hurt my feelings one bit. So yeah, I just want to throw that out there. But first, let's take a look at the Stormtroopers because they're Stormtroopers. I mean, we've seen these guys before. Oh, look, the camera went right for the Stormtrooper. It didn't try to focus on the background. Okay, that's actually better already. All right, so the Stormtroopers. I mean, it's a 2020 Stormtrooper. Everything looks great. This guy has a little bit of a scuff on his chest there. The black dots look great. Now, the lenses on the helmet have a slight green tint to them. And I think that's fine. I mean, I don't mind a bit. But the lines on the helmet look great. Everything is super clean. The E11s have that extended power pack. That's kind of cool. But the belt looks great. The legs, foot. Oh, this one's got a little scuff on his boot or his shoe. Okay. Yeah, the Stormtroopers look great. That one is exactly like this one. We've seen them before. I didn't want to spend much time on these. I mean, I've reviewed this 2020 Stormtrooper body many times, and I love it. And I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on Starkiller either because I've already reviewed this figure. It is the same figure as the other Starkiller. Okay, it's just this one just happens to come in a box with all this stuff. It looks good. I think the default head looks very nice. The tattered clothing looks great. His boo-boos look fantastic. The blood, especially that, that's just cool, kind of running down. I've always loved this vambrace kind of showing through these wraps. And of course, he has enough belts for everyone, you know. Of course, you have holes everywhere to put sabers. I do wish they would have included another saber, you know, but it's okay. It's okay. The skirt looks good, worn, funky, dirty. Of course, the wraps down here on his lower legs and shoes look phenomenal. I mean, it's just really, really cool. And if you want to compare it to the standalone release of Starkiller, it is the same exact figure. Same figure. I mean, even right down to the paint. I mean, there's really not much in the way of, you know, differences. That vambrace looks just like this one. There's no difference between these two. And I think the heads, they're pretty much the same. I mean, yes, it's the same head sculpt, but sometimes paint can make it look a little different. I think these are pretty much identical. Yeah, super cool figure. All right, now as far as accessories, I think I'm going to go for this first, this little force push effect, because I know I'm not going to use this. I mean, this just looks kind of funny to me. Never been a big fan of this, even from the promo images and some of the pictures I've seen. I don't know, there's something about it. It just doesn't look good. But let's see how it looks on Starkiller. So it's obviously a left hand. Let's pop the left hand off. Get off there. Come on. And we'll pop this sucker on. Oh, now this one does not have a hinge of any kind. Okay, that is just a fixed peg. But that's okay. It's all good. Pop that in place, and yeah, that looks, I don't know. It does add a lot of front weight for sure. Yeah, I've never been a big fan of this. It just looks a little weird. Yeah, it adds a tremendous amount of front weight. I mean, even if you like kick a leg out, maybe a leg, you know, like to stabilize him a little bit. Let's see. Okay, that works. If you have a leg out, you know, just for some, you know, stability up front. Okay, that works. Let's move him there. Let's bring in a stormtrooper. Have him flailing back like he's surprised. He can't believe just, you know, what's just hit him. Okay, maybe for some action figure photography, that might work. I don't know. It just looks kind of funny. Yeah, not a big fan of this, but that's what that looks like. It's a big, like a funnel almost, with a fixed hand and a fixed pin. All right, that's that. Here, since I have a hand off, let's try this hand. So this is like a, okay, kind of like a, it's almost like a trigger finger. Okay, that looks good. That looks very nice. Let's pop this hand. Oh, so here, real quick. So the default hands are just kind of relaxed hands. This is almost like a gripping hand. This is just a very relaxed hand. Okay, they look great though. They look really good. Let's try this hand. So this is like a saber gripping hand here. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. And since we're here, let's just, there. Okay, he holds that very well. Let's take a look at a blue blade. There we go. Okay, that is very tight, and you can see that the blade itself is keyed. Okay, so there's only one way that's going to go in. And let's look at the swoosh blade real quick. Pretty cool. I like it. And if I don't use it with Starkiller, you know, I could always give this to Obi-Wan or Anakin or something, you know. That looks nice. I've never really used the swoosh blade with Dooku, and I didn't bother putting it on anyone else, but it does work. It does look kind of cool, I think. All right, well, that's what that looks like. Here, let me pop the regular blue blade back in. There we go. Okay, now that I've taken them in and out a few times, they go in and out a little easier. All right, so there's that. Okay, that's what the saber blade looks like. And, of course, the red swoosh blade is going to look the same on this one, you know, because the blades are the exact same color. Yeah, same color blades. Okay, so you get the idea of what a red one would look like. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Here, let me try these like open. Here, these open hands, like force push hands. Man, I'm glad that the hands go in and out super easily. Okay, that looks nice. That looks really good, actually. Okay, let's try the left. And again, now that I've taken these hands in and out, these are easier to switch out now. Yeah, they just pop right in. Okay, so that's what that looks like. Okay, kind of force. That looks awesome. I kind of like that. Very neat. All right. Since I'm on the subject of hands, I know this review is kind of all over the place because there's so many things. Let's try the lightning hands. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Force lightning hands. They stick out so far. And again, they add a tremendous amount of front weight. Now, fortunately, there are pegs on this little force blast stand. Okay. Now, the force hands, the lightning hands are hinged. Yes, the right one is hinged side to side, horizontally. The left one is hinged up and down, I think. Yeah, the left one is hinged up and down. Pretty sure. Yeah, all right, so that's that's what that looks like. Let me bend a leg real quick just to see if you don't want to use the, this thing, if you can kind of balance him, with a leg out front to kind of offset the weight there. Okay, again, if you put a leg out front, gives him some stability, and that's what that looks like. And I just hit that and he didn't fall over. Whoops, okay, now he's falling over. He's bending at the right ankle. Okay, it can be done, but it doesn't really want to stay. All right, let me try the little pegs in here. Actually, before I put him on here, let me just show you this thing real quick. So that's what this looks like. It's way bigger than I thought it was going to be. And the little splash effect, the force blast effect, these are all separate pieces, okay? And they're flat, so you have to bend them to put them in these little slots. And they are keyed. If you notice, this one is that shape, this one is that shape, and this one down here is this shape. Okay, so there's only one way these will go in. But once they're in, they're very stable. Some of them kind of overlap each other. But this thing is huge. But there's, as you see, there's two pegs there. Yeah, it's way bigger than I thought it was going to be. So the pegs work really well, okay, for the feet. He is very stable. They're very tight, okay? But now you can bring in a couple of stormtroopers that are being blasted by his force lightning. Okay, that looks pretty good, actually. Okay, yeah. Now to achieve this, you'd have to have a flight stand. Actually, no, I take that back. You can do this. You can have them standing and have the electricity effects sort of wrapped around them. Okay, you can do that. That looks pretty cool, actually. Again, I don't know if I would do this because of shelf space, but it's pretty cool. I kind of like it. Yeah. But to have them like truly leaning back, you'd have to have them on some kind of flight stand. But it does work. I mean, this is actually kind of cool. But it would be super neat if you had these guys up in the air like that, like they're truly being launched. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, super cool accessory. Again, I just don't think I'll ever use it. Yeah, this thing is pretty neat, and he's very stable when he's on the stand. Yeah, I'm kind of impressed. I just don't think I'll use it. Okay, let's take these off. There we go. That one came out. Yeah, that one came out nicely. All right, so I think for display purposes, I'm going to do saber holding hand in the right, and maybe this sort of force gesture hand, or this like pushing hand on the left, like that. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now let's take a look at the alternate heads. And I think I'm going to leave the default head on this one. I think I'm going to put the angry face on the one that I have with the red lightsaber. Okay, and that's what that looks like. And I must say, these look better in person. Yeah, let's try this. These look much better in person. I know the promo images, these look really silly. This, I mean, it's not great, but again, they're way better in person. All right, so that's like the yelling, super angry. And then this other one is just sort of a, I don't know, like just an angry smirk. This one I'm not a fan of, okay? This one, I don't know, just doesn't quite look like himself. This one's kind of odd. So I think I'm going to put the screaming face on this one. Come on. There we go. Okay. Here's our fussy face. Angry. Okay. Yeah. Might do that. Maybe throw his arm back like he's swinging. Could do something like that. Okay, that actually, it doesn't look terrible, just to mix it up on the shelf, because again, I am going to keep the default face on this one. Okay, well, that's what that looks like. They come on and off fairly easily. I mean, it's pretty tight, but that's a good thing. All right, yeah, I think I'm going to leave this one like that, and then this one with the default face with a blue blade. Okay, so I can have one red, one blue. And again, I would love to use these accessories. Maybe something like that. Maybe a force. I don't know. Maybe something like this for now. okay, just for now. I have a lot of stuff to play with here. Haven't quite decided how I want to display Starkiller. Yeah, I'll just leave that like that for now. Whoops. So let's go stick these two fellas and the Stormtroopers on the shelf, and let's see what they look like there. And there we have it, and I think they look good. The angry face looks hilarious, but again, I wanted to mix it up a little bit, and I did drop the blue saber down. Okay, I didn't want it up because the red saber's up. I just have him with his little force gesture hand or whatever. Yeah, I think they look great, and for now, I just put the two Stormtroopers flanking Vader right there. And it's a 2020 Stormtrooper. You absolutely cannot go wrong. Fantastic figure, and I think the Starkillers look great up there. I'm pretty happy I picked this set up. So bottom line, I think it's a very, very neat set. Again, I don't think I'll use the bulk of these accessories, especially this thing, just because it is so big. It does take up a lot of room. But Starkiller looks great, and of course, I did not go through articulation on any of these. I mean, I've reviewed these before, skip that part just to make this video a little shorter. But the accessories, the lightning hands, I think are pretty cool. Again, they do add some front weight. You almost have to have him on the stand if you want to use these, or just balance him very well. But it's a very, very neat accessory. The alternate heads, the disgruntled look, as well as the shouting face, I think look great. The swoosh blades are nice to have. Yeah, that's just a nice bonus. And of course, all these swappable hands are just great. Just great. Now the force push hand, again, I don't think I'll use this ever. Yeah, it's just kind of goofy. But you can do this with it. You can make a little stand like he's flying through the air. That's an option. But no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave him in a sort of normal pose for right now. And of course, the two Stormtroopers standing at attention for now. I think they look great. All three of them look great. The accessories are awesome. Very happy with this set, but just like always, I would love to hear from you guys, so comment below and let me know what you think of Starkiller and Stormtroopers and all the accessories from Star Wars The Force Unleashed. And if you enjoy videos on Star Wars The Black Series, smack like and subscribe if you're new, and don't forget to turn on notifications. I would certainly appreciate it. And something else I urge you to consider, and that is joining the channel. It is the 112th Battalion. It's only 99 cents a month. You'll get sneak peeks to upcoming videos, some loyalty badges, custom emojis, all those cool things. I would definitely appreciate that. But just like always, thank you guys so much for watching. See y'all next time.